Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Journey to Become Wealthy. My name is Kelvin Reed, and today is Monday, first day of the market open, and hopefully you guys made some money today. So y'all know what Mondays are, though, right? It's our wealthy word of the week. So I actually didn't do it yesterday because I gave you guys the options video on Saturday, but we're gonna start off with our wealthy word of the week. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I make videos. All right, so the wealthy word for this week is practice or study. Practice or study. Nothing we do is going to be easy. No matter what you do, where you work, how you try and work it, or how you try and take the easy way out, you have to practice and you have to study in order to get this technical analysis thing, the stock market thing, this investing thing. I mean, even your job, your day-to-day job, or just anything that you want to do in life. They say practice makes perfect, right? And studying yourself, studying your own behavior. Continue to practice. I mean, one thing I do often is I put stuff on my watch list. Even if I know I can't trade it, I put it on my watch list so I keep an eye on it so that I'm aware of it and I see the profits, the potential profits that I could have made. Doing things like that keeps me in rotation, right? So some gems I'm going to drop on y'all real quick are TD Ameritrade allows you to do paper trading. I believe Webull just started paper trading. RobinHood allows you to do watch lists for your options. So you can add these things to your watch list. And even Google Finance allows you to add different stocks to your watch list and it tracks the progress that these stocks would have made for you. So those are things that you can do now in order to practice trading or learning the stock market. And really just any endeavor that you're trying to achieve. You got to practice, you got to put in the work, right? Because none of this stuff comes easy. We knew when we started this journey that it would not be easy. It would take us a lot of practicing, a lot of studying, and a lot of hard work. So I want to make sure that you guys know that, especially for those of you who have experienced last week's wealthy word, right? Failure. For those of you who have experienced failure, hopefully you haven't given up on yourself or on your journey, but instead you studied that behavior. What did you do? Where did you go wrong? And now you practice doing the opposite. So you learn from that behavior. You learn how to next time make better decisions or do what'll be beneficial to you on this journey. So the wealthy word for this week, and it's our wealthy word number 22 actually, is practice or study. You guys make sure you got practice or study. So let's do it, right? Let's talk about this week in the market. We have a lot of things going on this week in the market. So we know that Friday we have the CPI data. It's going to tell us how inflation is doing based on the Fed's balance tightening and the interest rate hikes. We have really that's a big deal alone because nothing's going on that day. I believe that the market's probably going to trade pretty flat, if not down, based on some type of negative or positive catalyst. Like today, we saw the market trade extremely flat. It's been a while since we've seen a trade like this. But an important thing that happened today was the Amazon stock split. And then we had the Google stock split coming. And Apple making announcements on some new business plans they're doing with the text message thing, the next update. So all of those were major things in the market that could have been movers for companies like Apple. If you own Apple stock, you got to make sure that you know what's going on with it. Amazon, if you own Amazon stock, you gotta know what's going on with it because many of you, if you like me, you have some fractional shares. You woke up this morning like, oh snap, I own 3 shares of Amazon now, and that's amazing, right? Because Amazon opened the stock split, I believe, was at $122 a share, so it's a 20-to-1. I think it was at like $2,400 on Friday. So the 20-to-1 split made it so that any of you, if you own fractional shares like me, you had a bigger piece of the pie. Or if you own 1 full share, now you own 20 shares of Amazon, which that's awesome, right? To just be able to afford it. And you can see people actually being able to afford options trading with that company now. So that's definitely major, just Amazon stock split. And we know that Google stock split is coming too in the future. So it's just a lot going on. Let's take a look at the market. So we see the Dow Jones is actually up. Like I said, the market traded extremely flat. The Dow Jones is up 0.049%, S&P 500 up 0.31%, the NASDAQ up 0.40%, and the Russell up 0.36%. But you also see that VIX number kind of go up. Now, that's important because that means there's still a little fear being put into the market. A lot of people are still selling or doing puts on things like in that nature. And we don't see much movement in the market. NEO's really one of the biggest dogs right now in the race. It's up 6%, while everything else is hanging out around that 1 to 2% increase for the day. Although green during the market hours, I think these things actually ended up red in the after hours. If you take a look at this, we're actually red in the after hours, so there's just something to be aware of. It's traded extremely flat all day, and I think that's just the uncertainty, right? And then we trade down there in the after hours. Who knows what kind of news that could have been? One thing I was loving to see is the fear and greed index. It's actually at a 31 now. We know the last time we looked at it, it was a 29. So 31, we're getting less fear in the market. Hopefully, what I'm hoping to see this week is on Friday morning, the CPI data comes out. It's extremely positive. We have a little more certainty on where we're going as far as this inflation issue and the recession issue and things like that. And the market booms, right? I want to see the market go crazy Friday morning. That's what I'm hoping to see. But now if numbers come in higher than expected or in the wrong direction, we could definitely see, some red. And it's possible that we continue to trade flat while people soak it in, right? People think about it. Hey, how does this affect us? What are prices going to be? And just going that route. Another thing to talk about is these gas prices, oil and gas prices. WTI crude currently up. It's at $118. Brent crude oil, $119. I heard somewhere earlier that oil prices were almost up to about $140 a barrel. That is crazy to me. But I did find this nice little article that I wanted to share with y'all, right? So stock futures are slightly lower on Monday. And basically, it's going to be a repeat of what I said, but I just want you guys to know that I'm not the only one into this, right? So stock futures dipped Monday evening after a sleepy day of trading as investors await key inflation data due out later in the week. Futures tied to the Dow Jones average is lower by 0.1%, so again, just extremely flat, even though it's down. And regular trading on Monday, all three of the major indexes finished slightly higher. The indexes gave back most of their gains from earlier in the day as the 10-year Treasury yield spiked up 3% and hit its highest level in nearly a month. So that's going to be something major, right? Tomorrow could possibly be a red day based on that alone. Again, we're checking out our futures. We're looking at all this stuff just because we want to be aware. And we need to know which way we're trading. Sentiment was largely muted on Monday with no U.S. economic data releases and a quiet Federal Reserve in this blackout period. There were also no earnings reports for major companies, and that's going on this entire week. I don't think anybody wanted to do earnings this week due to the CPI data coming out because they didn't know how it's going to affect them. At least none of the big dogs, right? And let's take a look at our play of the week, right? We know we've had a play last week, and hopefully you guys followed this joker to the T because you should have made money, right? We know it did not hit our line, right? Our put entry, but look at it. It hit our call entry. It hit that top point perfectly at 417.44. I had it at about 417.51, and it came back down the next day, right? This is all in a day's movement. It did good, and then came back down. You could have played it back to the upside if you had another call option, or however you could have done it, and you could have played it all the way down. So it basically traded within this range, the spot. And this is the spot. So looking at where it closed out today, it closed out at 411.79, actually down a little bit because we know we're down in after hours. And you can stick to those exact same levels. We can still have our call entry at 412.52, still have our put entry at 407.26. And you guys see here, right? It came there, but it never tested it, right? It was never a retest. So it never came back up and came back down. You see here, it came here, came back down, and it hit the retest. So that's our retest. This is exactly what a retest looks like right here. It came down, came up, came back down. We should have got in here or somewhere, really get in here, because that's the retest. It hit this line twice and shoot up. That's the double bottom. It hit that line twice. You could have got in, got out, made your money. I'm pretty sure this is about, if not 50%, I believe about 100% returns on this call option if you played it. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just kind of showing you guys how we chart these things and how we make money. And I just think it's beautiful to see how I really charted it out perfectly, and hopefully we continue to see those type of those type of patterns going forward. I do think we're gonna trade flat this week, even though we came down today pretty hard, right? Not too much. We came down from where we were, but we traded pretty flat. and we ended up back where we were last week. So one thing we got to pay attention to is, is it going to make that same movement? Will we see it go up? Will we see it go down? Or will it stay flat? But again, we know our entry levels and we know our target prices. So we know where we get in, where we get out. Take profit. Always make sure you take your profit where possible. And we're going to hold on tight and see what this week brings for us. So that's what I got for you guys. I mean, this is going to be a very choppy week. A week like this, I recommend just sitting back, kicking your feet up. If you feel like making a trade, you can, but just be careful. I myself do the work. I have not been able to trade as much as I was before because I'm back on regular schedule, so I hit the door running most of the time. But we still gonna make sure we chart it out just so we can continue to practice and study how we're gonna do these things, and that way on the days where we're off, we can give it 100%. We can make some money, and we're gonna be happy, right? We're gonna continue on the journey to become wealthy. So I thank you guys for joining the journey to become wealthy. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and use those links in the description. And I'll see y'all later.